Good evening, Final Fantasy players. Your eyes do not deceive you. I am back from the void, and I am here to bring you the latest in FFTCG action. My face may have changed over the past 2 weeks, but that of my co-host has not. He remains the pillar of civility. I am but the clown to his fish. Fish, how are we doing?
We're doing good, man. It's great to have you back.
It's great to be back. I've missed you guys.
Big shout out to Jacob and Kitty for filling some massive shoes while you were away.
They did an awesome job. I've made sure, although I wasn't here, I tuned in both weeks, caught up with the guys. They did a sick job. It was great to see them getting involved and hopefully bring more things like that in the future. But for the time being, we're back. I think we'll probably go straight over to our gameplay camera because I think we are getting ready for the first round. We have got...
Connor versus Sam. Woo!
Yeah, big opening round. Both these guys going to Huddersfield this weekend, so getting ready to do some testing and get things lined up.
Some interesting decks as well, Jacko. We got Connor playing his sort of Leo mix, which, you know, sort of earth, water, and a bit of everything, to be honest. It's a really fun deck to look at. And Sam, I think, is playing wind.
Oh, here we go.
He's changed.
Ice wind. Interesting. And Connor playing usual Connor decks. Shout out to the guys joining in chat. My boy Jono coming from Nottingham. Great to see you with us, man. And a little bit of something about my shoes and a little something else, but we'll keep that for the imagination of our viewers. Right, pretty standard opening here from Sam, going down with the Nordstalin. I wasn't paying attention when opening Sam. I didn't see if he had any ice backup in there, but I assume he did because he's grabbing the Althea, cashing in on that card before it gets banned.
Yeah, it's a good thing to see go, but I'm not upset by it.
So the Vanille coming down, getting rid of probably the 2 CP Jacobo, so get that out of here. And I think Connor has drawn Princess Sarah, which, I hate to see when you're playing these decks, because ideally you'll be playing that 4 CP Sarah backup, getting that Princess Sarah, but that's okay. He's curving out, getting himself set up for next turn. Nice little Vanille. There was a bit of a debate when this card first got released as whether we thought it was any good or not. I think the fact that you give your opponent the chance to still pay and not lose the effect, I'm not the biggest fan. But it's a 2 CP backup that removes something from the break center and potentially taxes your opponent.
Yeah, I mean, well, the fact that you got to make them pay a bit more for like things like, obviously not against Sam, but like Amaterasu and stuff, it does make it hurt. But again, let's see it on stream while we can. Cause
I think the problem is, although you're taxing your opponent 2 CP when you do it, yes, you're kind of taxing yourself 1 CP because you've got to leave it up every turn so you can do its effect. Really nice opening from Sam. Aggressive Sid Haze, using that Sid Haze to curve his backups. Althea, Sid Haze, Class Moogle, really clean, gets him to 3 backups, gets his colours online, and Dolan freezes Connor's 2 characters he had on field. Really nice opening from Sam, very strong. Connor replying with a backup of his own, trying to match Sam's backups. Sam now back on the play. I think he's drawing a Thomas there, he's got an Ash in hand as well. I'm assuming we'll see a Thomas come down. First counter.
these guys are going through moves so quick I can't keep up with what cards I should put on stream here. Guys, slow it down for me. I appreciate
absolute nut draw from Sam off the top there. He's got the 1 CP summon, the 2 CP Thomas, and he's got an Ash in hand as well. And that is perfectly lined up to play 3 casts on your turn, getting that Sid Haze triggers. Okay, so interesting that Sam's gone for this Moogle 11 package. This is the Moogle 11 that lets you search for any character as a tapped S effect.
I do feel like we should put up a warning to our younger viewers here. There's going to be a lot of text on screen right now.
So much text.
It's disgusting.
Because they're win cards, and win cards have lots of text. Speaking of disgusting, Sam doing a nice easy 3 cast, getting to 4 backups, and dulling and freezing Connors to... I assume access to earth and water. I assume he would have made the Princess Sarah water when he played it for the colour fixing, and just a pass of the turn from Connor. I think he dead drawed into Arc and Lightning. He's got the 5 CP Rydia, but I think he didn't have the Earth CP to play it, which is yikes, because he's got the Princess Sarah, well, he got the Sarah, the Lightning, Arc, and Rydia. I think he's got double Arc in hand. It's just not what you... And this is my problem with this Chaos Arc package. Like, I know it has had a lot of play because of the prevalence of multicoloured cards. But the problem is, you get times like this where you just brick double arc in your hand and it just feels rough.
We saw it so much last week. Jacob hit the wall with 2 arc in hand. I mean, pretty much everyone on stream, I think, that was playing the arc chaos combo hit that problem. I'm seeing nice little plays from Cisne being included in decks now to kind of get around that, but...
Yeah, I don't know how much access you've got in Connor's Water Earth list, and there is nothing worse than when you're staring down Icewind that's doing everything that it can, having dead cards in your hand. Real tough for Connor here, especially as Sam's got that extra Chocomog, so now he's searched the copy of Moogle 11, as we were talking about earlier, giving him access to any card in his deck should he choose to.
You got to think as well, Connor saw the Sid Hayes and started licking his lips, just want to see that chaos, but yeah.
Yeah, so obviously using the Lulu to get back that Chocomog. So should be able to pretty easily get to 3 casts here. Using Ash as our 3rd cast.
I mean,
Keeping Connor locked down. He's going to be getting the draw. There's that LCP Connor needed.
And it's the other video as well, he would have quite happily have discarded that, I think.
Yeah. Okay, right, Connor, what have you got in your hand? So he's got 2 choices here. I think you can either commit to the Rydia and try and get his backups online. I think that Sid Hayes needs to go. He needs to, now that especially that he's seen Sam discard a Sid Hayes, I think he needs to be playing the Lightning here to remove that Sid Hayes from game. And it forces Sam to use the Moogle 11 to search that final copy of Sid Hayes from his deck.
I mean, looking at his hand, it's unfortunate he doesn't. Oh, he does have an Earth forward he could play there and then play the Fenrir, take out the Sid Hayes that way.
Oh, wouldn't it be? Yeah.
But I mean, we got Althea just stood there laughing in Connor's face right now.
Lightning's come down. Got to remove from game the Sid Hayes.
Yeah, there's the Althea.
And now Althea's going to bounce it.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, it's clearly crippling Connor pretty bad.
And this is why this card has got to go in the bin, man. Connor had one out there, the Lightning on the Sid Hayes, and Althea just shut it down.
Do you want to take 5 minutes there, Jacko? A bit of wind stuck in the throat.
Yeah, I know. Got too excited coming back. All talk.
I mean, again, Connor does have stuff in hand to deal with a Sid Hayes replay, but if that lock comes, that's...
He does.
Yeah.
He doesn't, though, because he's playing with 2 less cards. The whole game, he's been playing with 2 less cards and 2 less backups than his opponent.
I mean, I like the Arc Chaos combo, and it was doing all right. But you see those things out of order, and it just punishes you. It makes you feel like a naughty little boy.
Indeed. Alrighty. Right, Sam should be able to tidy up some things here. We'll probably see the Althea come down, then we'll see the Sid Hayes come down, tapping his 3 backups to play that Sid Hayes. He'll get the reactivate on the Atomos and the reduced cost, which means he can easily play the lock as his 3rd cast.
There's no way you don't punish Connor here and just take the lock straight away, right? I mean, it's going to cost 2, he's going to get the reactivations, he's got all the CP to play with. There it is. The big bad man of Icewind himself.
He's so far ahead. I do feel a little bit like he's discarded for no reason, because both the Althea and the Moogle can't do anything right now, because we know he hasn't got a Moogle 11 in hand, and we know that Althea's just come down, so yeah, I don't think he needed to leave those up. I think he probably could have left that Uke in hand. I think it's all academic. He's so far ahead. Connor has now got no cards on board. He's finally drawn the Chaos.
But can he? I don't think he can play it though, right?
No. He's got...
It's going to cost 7.
And he can only pay 6.
Yeah. Oh, that is hard. Let's get it up on stream. It's
Chaos double arc would have been the only way back in this game. But alas, it's not to be for Connor.
I mean, look at the big bad boy himself, but I mean, cast the Fenrir for free, gets rid of the lock.
He can't Althea the lock there because Althea came out this turn, which I think Connor's just reminded him of. Which is why, again, I was surprised he left the Althea up. It's just unnecessary discard on the Uke, but again, very academic. And then he's just drawn the Izana and the Luso. Izana getting back a Chocobo summon from deck is probably going to be all that she wrote here. So, okay, so we're going to try and do a big turn. So Rosa, assuming to Azana, it's almost activate. You're going to get back a Chocobo. You just got to scoop there. Like, what can you do, man?
It's disgusting. Ice Wind, man.
You would have drawn another arc. Yeah, one to be short from making a comeback, but I think the game was way too far gone. Yeah, that was rough. That was painful to watch.
Yeah, I would have liked to see it go the other way. As we all know on stream, I am not a big fan of an Ice Wind deck, but it's pretty brutal to watch. Like.
And you know what? Althea's going to go. I don't think Ice Wind is going anywhere.
No, and I was saying this to Kitty on stream last week. You still got Chocobo, which is going to get you your Sid Hayes back, going to get you your lock back. It's too strong even without it. It needed more doing to it to make it unviable.
Yeah, I think it reins Ice Wind in a little bit, but I don't think it definitely doesn't go from it. Interesting. Just saw Sam flicking through his deck. He's running Bismarck. A lot of people cutting that card. Interesting to see him choose it. I think it looked like only a one-off, so interesting to see how he gets on with that. Maybe he's just testing it ahead of Huddersfield. Right, chat. Tell us what you think about that. It was all
over in 10
way too
minutes.
quickly. Jono, my boy, I know you've been playing Icewind in the past. Please tell me you haven't been doing disgusting shenanigans like that to the good folk up in Nottingham. Because that was filthy. Alrighty, well, I think we'll close the account now. We don't need to see any more of Sam mansplaining to Connor why Icewind is the best deck right now. Let's head over back to Be Right Back. Maybe we'll come back on, we can do a spoiler chat, maybe we'll see if we can squeeze a game in. Stay tuned though, we will let you know. Catch you guys in a bit. Cool guys, we are back. We've got Sam with us, fresh off his round 1 win. Sam, talk us. That seemed pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, so I've been on stream playing the villain decks that apparently no one seems to like.
No, we weren't saying that at all.
There's a tournament Saturday, so I kind of really wanted to get my eye in with this list. Yeah. I've been keeping it kind of secret and playing in the background. I didn't play it in locals. It's not too big a secret now because I think it's won the last 2 Materia Cups,
sure, yeah.
Or something similar. Chocomog Moogle is done.
Yeah.
You can do really silly things with it.
I think just getting access to literally whatever you want.
Yeah.
Really relevant EX burst. And we were saying, you were. What a top deck! That you had one card in hand and you just top decked into a perfect 3-cast turn with Sid Hayes on board. It was ideal.
I think the average cost of the deck is currently like 2.4, which means that you should be able to, in theory, draw your 2 cards as long as you've got 3 backups. Assuming they're not like bricks, you just get to you do get to do it again. Obviously, the elephant in the room, Althea. That will obviously be getting banned. There's one tournament in between, which is why we haven't banned it locally.
Yeah.
In that game, it was pretty good, but me and Connor were talking afterwards. It didn't actually come up that much in that game.
No, I think it's irrelevant. I think we were saying this a bit on stream is that yes, Althea is getting the ban, but we don't think Icewind is going anywhere despite that. I mean,
absolutely not.
I think the game feels pretty easy when your opponent's playing with 2 less backups, but also 2 less cards, with Connor having a double arc in his hand for fucking ages.
He showed at the end as well. He would have drawn a 3rd arc in the draw that he didn't bother to take. He conceded before I did anything. It was a really rough. It was a bit rough. I know he was on some sort of Arc Chaos stuff,
sure.
So I just know it's because against most decks I can wait a turn before I do the Sid Hayes turn. Because obviously discarding down to basically nothing isn't really where you want to be. But I know that if I stop him, I can just peck him down for the entire game.
And it definitely paid dividends in the end, especially that big lock that when he finally did that lock turn. Freezing him out because actually he then drew the Chaos, but because all of his backups were now down, he was 1 CP short being able to cast the Chaos. He would cast the Chaos with double arc in hand. So.
As the person who's been on that side of the table a non-zero amount of the times testing the Chaos Arc decks is kind of the reason I'm not taking it Saturday.
Yeah,
I think the deck is really strong. It's just that it has the highest high end and the lowest bottom end.
Sure.
You can just have those, oh, this hand's a bit medium, get rid of it, 3 dark cards, okay, I don't get to play today, and then just dead.
One thing I did notice as well is when you're planning for your deck at the end, I did notice you have put a copy of Bismarck back in the deck.
I have.
Is that something just trying for tonight? What's the thought? Because I know a lot of people have cut that card out.
Yeah, I will, so I'll go over quickly, I don't know how long you want me to talk about the deck, but I will give you a bit of insight into some of the changes I've made. So I didn't actually take a deck list and alter it. I just put every wind and ice card I wanted to play in a big list on FFTCG and then started pruning. I'm running as few ice cards as I can get away with. So it's 3 Sid Haze, 3 Lock, 2 of the class second mover, 1 Uke,
Just the one.
and that's it. Because with Chocomog you're always going to see what you want.
I think because you can search out that double coloured,
Yes.
I think it makes a big difference, because we were saying that a bit when you played the Norse at the start, that I assumed you'd already had some access to Ice when you didn't grab the Uke. I don't know if it's in your hand or not.
It wasn't, but I had a lock that I was comfortable getting rid of, and I'd rather get an Althea in play because I know Connor was playing a sort of summony, like a targeted deck. In regards to the other changes I've made, obviously the summons are, you basically take the flavour of summon you want. I've gone with 2 across the board except for the Bounce Chocobo, which is a 3 of. I agree. Although, funnily enough, my deck now has 9 X-Bursts. It could theoretically go up to 14 if I wanted to.
Okay.
And they also draw a card or search a card,
Yeah.
which for Storm is incredibly strong. I've gone down to 2 Zidane as opposed to 3.
I think the EX Burst count, I don't think needs to be as relevant in Icewind right now, because I think aggro lists aren't as popular. I think if aggro lists were more popular, maybe you'd want to, but interesting to see. Okay, well, maybe we'll see you again on the stream later.
Yeah, we'll see how it
goes. If not, we'll definitely wish you the best of luck. Repping us over. It's Huntsman this weekend, isn't it? It's people going, so we're going to go off chat, guys. We'll catch you for round 2 shortly. Alrighty, we've got still another 12 minutes left on the round. Probably not enough time to squeeze in a bonus game, so I think we'll probably do a bit of a spoiler chat. There's plenty of spoilers that have come out over the past 7 days. Fish, what's caught your eye?
So much, but I'm loving Ignis.
Ignis,
yeah.
nice.
For you guys who don't know it, so we got it in front of us here. When Ignis enters the field, you may put 1 backup you control into the break zone. When you do so, choose 1 forward, break it. Already pretty good. 5 CP, 9k, pretty nice. But when a backup goes into is put from the field into the break zone, choose 1 forward in your break zone, add it to your hand. It'll only trigger once per turn. Still,
yeah, very good card. Retainer, Cat 15, as you'd expect on Ignis. Where do you see this card slotting in?
Well, I mean, you brought it up best. Rampare.
Yeah, so I think it was the first thing I said on our Discord when it came out. But then I was like, I think Liam was like, a new retainer from Retainer's deck. And I was like, nah, mate. This is a retainer, but it's not a retainer. This is a Rampare card.
Do you know what, as well? Like, I've been playing, it's not Gallif, Gruff or Graph?
Graph.
Earth's common.
Yeah.
In my monk deck, this is taking its place. I'll play this as a few of. Yes.
Easy.
Push the monks.
Yeah, especially as I think the thing that's so powerful is the way you can stack the effects is that you can break the Rampare with Ignis. The Rampare then enters the break zone. You're going to break one of the opponent's fields. You can then, Rampare and Ignis will then both trigger that you can get something back from your break zone and play a Cat 11 from your hand. You can stack them in such a way that you can get the thing you want from your break zone. So now the sky is the limit in which you don't have to just wait until you've drawn the cards. You can now get them back. Fine, Mist Dragon is this, whatever. That would have been the case before anyway. What it means is, it's not just that. It's the extra break from Ignis. So what it means is people can now get the Shantotos back, and rather than using the Shantotos to break something, they can just play another Rampare. Or,
exactly.
So
I think it's going to be really good. I think it'll slot into like a lot of decks as well. Just for things like, I've already got a Shantoto out. I'll get rid of the Shantoto of my own backups and break, and then play another one later. It's great.
Very generically good. Very surprised it was only a rare. Really cool art. Would love to see that as a full art. That would be awesome. But don't know if we will.
Renaissance art.
Yeah. The Thinker.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see. I know a lot of people playing that card. I know Jono's in the chat. He's going to be riddled by Sean Kendrick, who I know loves Rampare. He for sure will be playing that. Card I want to talk about, card that came out, spoiled this morning.
I mean, no one's going to be shocked by your choice here, Jacko.
Mateus. New Mateus. Yeah, this is a 2 CP Ice Summon. This is the summon that has 2 effects, either freeze all your opponent's forwards they control, or freeze all the backups they control. Worth noting that on both effects, the Mateus goes in the break zone. Doesn't go in the break zone, gets removed from game. Very relevant. It essentially stops it being absolutely busted with the new realm, because realm states that the summon has to go into the break zone. So realm Mateus means that won't be able to work at all.
No abuse in lightning and ice either with Man in Black or anything like that.
Yeah, I still think it's very good. This is the ice summon that Ice Earth has been looking for. Like, I know the American guys sometimes got some American viewers in the chat. I know over there there's a lot of popular Ice Earth lists. They were running one of that TCB Shiva just to run an ice summon, so in case you see the Unalesca on the Rydia, this is now the ice summon you search, right?
Absolutely.
In a very controlly discard deck. This card has always been relevant as well. If you're playing aggro, it buys you turns to build towards a Shantoto or your answer. If you're playing control, it locks them out for a turn. Yeah.
I mean, we see a lot of prevalence of multicolour decks at the moment, like things like the 4-colour control deck or just Soiree in general. Take those out of the picture for just a little bit is amazing.
Yeah, and this card will win games. You mark my word.
It feels like Rama, right? Dollar forward, just out of nowhere.
And just your opponent just like having that extra turn that they attack in, and then you can buy a turn of extra attacks by freezing all their forwards. I think it's definitely going to see play in Ice Earth. I think it will definitely see play in Ice Lightning. This with Zero Mice, man.
I also maybe like a Turks thing here we were mentioning earlier about obviously maybe not the rude backup, but the rude forward that dulls when you're into combat. Maybe this along with it.
Yeah, I mean Zero Mice alone. Zero Mice, end of your opponent's turn, dull all their forwards, comes to your turn, you can do whatever you want, end of you go, oh by the way, gonna cast a Mateus, all your stuff is now frozen. Yeah, that is...
It makes me itch just thinking about it. Yeah. And look at the smile on that face. You know not to trust it.
I can't even hide it.
Not to trust
I
it.
can't even hide it. I'm so gassed, man. But, I'm still not happy until we get Ice Backup Searcher. 40-bit Ice Backup Searcher.
Hang on, guys, this needs musical accompaniment. Let me get the file.
Oh, get off it. Yeah. Only element not to get one yet. Yeah, I think that's enough of that card. I think we'll move on before I start crying.
Sure, let's move on to the most recent spoiler then. A new Cymru. Yeah, this thing is crazy. 5 CP light card, 9k. If you control if your opponent controls 3 or more forwards than you do, it's reduced by 3. Potentially a 2-drop 9k. Berserker card with Brave.
Yeah, when it enters search any card you want, so it potentially could be a 0 cost 9k Brave.
Yeah, and it has an S effect, so S and 6 break all forwards opponent controls.
Tidal Wave.
Yeah, so I mean, you can only do it during your turn, but if you can search another copy of Shinryu, right?
Yeah, and there's no tap effect, so there's no dull on the effect, so you could do it. I mean, it's very, very costly, but there is a world in which you could do it. The artwork is cool. I think we'll get the card up in the corner on the replay for you guys, but very Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it looks very much like the Yu-Gi-Oh! card.
Yeah, at least a couple of the guys will be like, it looks a bit better than some Yu-Gi-Oh! cards, but it just kind of reminded me of like a Cyber Dragon-esque type thing, right?
Very much so. Very much so. I was a big fan of the old full art Shinryu. I thought the artwork was stunning.
Did I ever see a full art?
Yeah.
Did it?
Shinryu, yeah.
Wow, okay.
That and Omega both printed as full arts that set.
I mean, I have one copy of it in general, so that's probably...
So yeah, it's like Shinryu. I think it's very powerful to be able to search any card. I think the fact that it's a light card is hugely relevant. Probably limiting the amount it sees play, if I'm honest. I love the art. I think in theory it sounds good, but I like the idea that if your opponent's gone wide, you can then play it and use it to search out whatever answer you've got for them going wide. But outside of that, yes, you can grab whatever you want, but light cards have to be like absolutely busted for me to think I really want to be playing this card.
Yeah, it doesn't feel broken, does it?
I think if this was not a light card, I think it would be busted. The fact that it's a light card, I think, definitely brings it back down. So we'll see. Definitely be a cool one to pull anyway, full art wise. Very cool looking art. So yeah, there's a bit of roundup from the spoilers from us. So 3 minutes left on the round. So Kitty, I miss you, buddy. See you there in the chat.
Thanks for tuning in. And Griever, we're actually based out of Firestorm in Cardiff this week.
I reckon we've been here since the dawn of time, it feels, playing.
Yeah, it's the same place we held Materia Cup. It's pretty nice. Except for the vending machine that never works. Who would ignore that fact?
And we've got, I think, 21 players.
Yeah, 21 players. So we'll be looking at 4 rounds, potentially 5, depending on if someone goes EXO.
Yeah, keeping the streak alive. I think we've had more than 20 players for quite some time now, or thereabouts 20.
And we're still not at capacity either. We're still missing some of our Newport crew.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Simon in weeks. We should probably check on him.
Someone send help for Simon.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think a lot of people camped out a bit waiting for the new set to come. I think not many of us, after Materia Cup, not many of us travelling around, so really in on testing. And I think it's that weird limbo phase, right, where you've got some people that are still playing hard meta decks because there's still tournaments with slots on the line, and some people just a bit sick of the meta, waiting for the new set. We're so close now. Next weekend?
The pre-release next. Sad, I can't even go now either. I'm gutted. I'm at a mate's wedding. No, it'll be great. It's fine.
It's fine. Well, good news for you, because we will be doing a second chance pre-release on the Thursday, so 2 weeks from now, and we will be streaming it. That's right, streaming pre-release.
Yeah.
So fresh cards.
Yeah, we had a lot of people asking for that in the chat, so it'd be good. It'd be good to bring it, because I don't think we've ever streamed a sealed product before either.
No,
so
I'm buzzing. I'll definitely be down for that, commentating that. I'll be there playing the weekend before, doing my homework, working out what's good, what's not on the new set.
Good, I can rely on you more than ever.
Well, you'll be playing, mate.
Nah,
maybe we'll get you on stream, and I can just shred your gameplay.
No, because I'm the best.
Go to town. I can't, mate. Fish is a flawless gamer, so. Anyways, on that note, I think we will go back to Be Right Back. I think we've talked enough rubbish for the time being. And we'll catch you soon for round 2.
Round 2, and we'll let you know what the pairings are soon.
Alrighty, catch you soon, guys. Alrighty, guys, we are back getting ready for round 2. Fish, talk to me. What have we got lined up for us this round?
So we have got the People's Champ Jenny versus Finley, the OP Destroyer. For those at home, for a bit of context, Finley, I'm not sure if he showed up late or something like that, needed to do a whole repairing just to get the rounds going. Yeah.
Finley playing bad guy for this round, causing repairs. And then Jenny, our hero, on the right, playing, I believe, a four colour control wall deck, or control.
Yeah, control. With the soiree backups, and Finley playing ninjas, apparently.
I know we've dubbed Finley the bad guy for this round, but I love a bit of ninjas. I do like the ninja deck, so let's see how he goes with this.
If I'm honest, I have no idea what to expect out of this ninja deck, except ninjas.
Well, our boy Adam had an absolutely disgusting ninja deck. I think the last set or the set before, which was really, really good. You could do some disgusting things with the Edge and Yugiri.
And I think that's that ninja straight away off the bat, right?
Yeah, I think it is.
Get that. That's
I think this is not the best one. Choose on 4, deal at 2k, I believe. So,
I mean, it's a ninja. He promised us ninjas,
and he has delivered. Although, at Tomos, not a ninja. Disappointed.
I mean, it does reactivation. What more could you want?
All ninjas.
And Jenny just doing soiree things with a backup line there. I mean, who doesn't know this little backup line by now? Yeah. Play an Amber, get Alexa.
This is PTSD for me. The person that coined this mono good stuff deck, which was running just soiree backups, was the great Simon Drake, who knocked me out of Materia Cup with this very deck. So I've got the shakes. I've got the PTSD seeing this deck on stream.
Guys, I can almost hear the gunfire from here. Just like
that's it. And it was over that quickly. I got 7-0'd. It was over that quickly.
Another ninja, right? I can't quite see that one.
Jenny doing the same thing that we're all doing, thinking, what does this card do?
That guy, right?
So this is a ninja from FFTCG. Just choose one, win forward, activate it, or you can activate all the win characters you control. I think you're just playing ninja cards at this point. I wonder if he's building up for a Edge. Edge is obviously the big card in the deck. You want to get Edge down as soon as possible because he reduces the cost of your ninjas by 1 and gets shuriken counters. bit of a not ideal hits on the arc there. At 2 backups, hitting only odd-costed backups or 2 CP4s that we can't play because they're multicoloured. Not ideal, but Taro will definitely help with our colour fixing, so definitely the right choice in that selection.
Exactly, one more step towards that ever so glorious warrior light that everyone seems to be banging on about.
Yeah, Exodia being assembled. So let's see what Finley can do here. Still not seeing it.
Here's a guess, he's going to play a ninja.
No, if he doesn't play ninja now, you're going to look very silly.
Oh, called it. Same ninja as last time.
I feel silly now.
Yeah. So you got to call these things, Jacko.
Yeah. Do we see another ninja? Are we finally going to see Edge? No, he's going to Azura.
To reactivate? Yeah.
No, Azura to get back because the Thomas is going to reactivate.
Yeah, this is true.
And then he's just being clean.
Just more ninja goodness.
Just clean plays. So I think that's the 2CB ninja that when it enters, choose 1 damage forwarded at 5k. So that's just coming in as a bit of a whiff right now.
Guy?
Yep. And then the other ninja is the ninja we saw earlier. Choose 1 forwarded at 2k. So
I mean, we got to thank Finley for bringing cards that I've not seen since ever.
I mean, he's got the backups online. It's still not seeing the edge, and you kind of want to be playing the edge and then playing a ninjas because the edge gets the shuriken counters every time a ninja enters the field. So a bit of a shame to saturate your board with ninjas before you've even seen the edge, but hopefully it's coming soon for him.
And again, more standard plays here from Jenny. Just get the Tyro down, get your bash. Let's take a point of damage and let's search for what you need.
I think she's got a Warrior of Light in hand here, so I wonder if she's thinking about discarding it to play the bash, take a point of damage. I think there's 2 lines here. You can either do that now, search out a fire CP, probably an Elvis, so you then have all the pieces you need. I think but you don't really want to get rid of the Warrior of Light because the whole point of building the pieces is so you can play it. So I think it's the right play to pass here and then just play the bash on curve off your 3 backups next turn. I think I approve.
There's some full-on hate coming from Jacob in here, calling me the second best monk player and then picking on Jenny for losing to ninjas if that happens. Just rude, bro. Just rude.
See, all talk. I don't see you over here.
Yeah.
Playing on stream.
What was that about that double arc in hand last week that you lost to immediately? What? Just gonna leave that.
Alrighty, Man in Black come in, tucking away that Azura for later. It looks like we've got Zidane as our last card in hand. I wonder if he's thinking about trying to get to 3 casts now. We can play Azura, get back Yuffie, activate 2, play Zidane on curve. I think if you're Finley now, I believe Zidane is your last card in hand. Okay, so
go straight for the Mist Dragon.
Right. I think, I was going to say, I think if you're Finley now, you definitely try and do the Zidane turn right now. That's parked because Jenny has responded with the Mist Dragon, not letting that Man in Black get online. So I wonder if we're going to see the bash coming down here. Bash into Elvis would be really nice if you got the fire CP because it will kill that Man in Black.
Well, we know Jenny has the Warrior Light in hand, so she can absolutely play it.
You don't really want to be discarding it though.
No, but
because you're gonna. She has to have a different form of fire CP in her hand, which I don't think she does. So I think she's going to search the Elvis, but she can't play the Elvis without discarding the Warrior of Light, which feels a shame because by playing the Elvis, you're perfectly lined up to play the Warrior of Light.
Yeah. The thing is as well, I think you don't need to actually play it this turn because we know that Jenny's just got rid of the brakes on. There's no targets for Man in Black, so you can let it live a turn, I think, without too much damage being done to you.
So let's see what she grabs here.
I mean,
she's left the Lexa and Amber up, which makes me think that she's maybe thinking about lining up a Shinju here.
I'm not sure this deck actually plays Shinju.
Well, then maybe we're not seeing a Shinju.
No, as far as I'm aware, this is the very stripped down version of the Swire backups. It literally just plays the ones for the colours.
I mean, I'm assuming we've got some sort of plan. Okay, maybe the Une is the plan then, because she left those 2 backups up rather than tapping 3 to play the bash. So,
I mean, you got to think returning the Man in Black to hand actually would be pretty brutal, right?
And I guess you probably send the Win CP back as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially as he hasn't got any summons in break zone, so even if they replay the man in black, they're not really going to get any value out of it.
Yeah, because Jenny had the two summons to remove.
So Jenny's paid the extra cost, so she's removed an earth and a water summon from her break zone, reduces the cost of Une by 2, makes it a 4 CP. When it enters, choose one back up and choose one forward. It's up to 1 of each and return to the hand. So she's definitely chosen Ninja. I actually think she's thinking about.
You've got to, right?
Yeah, I think she was thinking about not choosing the man in black, but I think you're right. You choose the man in black for sure. Okay, so Finley got a bit of a hand to play with now.
Draws a
Hits
chocobo.
and a mana. Okay, so
That gets you your Yuffie, right?
well, it gets him the edge that we're looking for. So I think you can play the mana by discarding wind from the hand. I think it'll probably have to be the Zidane, always got the 1 CP Chocobo summon. You then search the edge. You then have to try and play something as a second cast to get the Uttermost activate, to reactivate the mana you play, to then play that edge onto the field. The issue is that you're only going to get 1 Shuriken counter on the edge. And this is the edge that I think you lose a Shuriken counter to deal 5k to something. I'm going to look very silly when Finley isn't playing that edge, but we haven't seen it yet. I'm assuming it's in the deck, because that's what Ninja decks tend to be built around.
I don't think.
Yeah, so he's playing the mana.
I thought he was trying to play the Chocobo then off.
So I think he's putting it in his break zone, so now he has a summon in his break zone, should he choose to play it. Yeah, okay, so he's doing what you said, and he's gone for the Yuffie. So choosing to get the Yuffie there, so problem is he's not going to have enough cards in hand to play it and do any sort of S. So I wonder how we plan on following this up. That Chocobo summon is now in the break zone, so Man in Black does have a target now. Should he choose to play Man in Black as the next card?
I think if he's got the win CP to play the Yuffie, I think if he can get it out here, I don't think Jenny's got an answer to it to stop it being untargetable for the foreseeable.
Yeah, we know Jenny's got the Warrior of Light, I believe, in hand, but can't play it just yet. So Philly just remembering where he's put his break zone. Yeah, on the field, my friend, on the field.
Oh, no, so we're getting the Ninja back out there.
And getting the reactivation. He's now at 5 backups. So they can now play the Yuffie or the Man in Black. So you could play the Man in Black and get back the Chocobo, which you could then cast, but don't know what you're hoping to achieve by doing that other than just digging into your deck.
Yeah, it feels like you've got to at least get something out there to stop the onslaught that's coming your way, right? It's not... I mean, we know that Jenny's likely to be playing Sedan and Warrior Light. That's potentially lethal on board.
So, yeah, he's going to be passing here. Jenny's not going to be able to do that Sedan Warrior of Light because she hasn't got the 4 backups. So this is a 4-colour Warrior of Light, which is multicoloured for 4 different colours, so it has to be paid with backups unless you cheat him in. So, having a bit of a think here as to where we go with this. Probably thinking, is there a trap lined up for me? There's no trap, Jenny. You know both cards in his hand because he's searched them both. So, well, he searched one and one got bounced. Man in Black.
It's a nice hit.
Nice hit for Jenny. You're not that bothered with your Finley because you got it in hand anyway. Bash coming in. Zidane.
So
I think you probably don't swing with the Une here because
you want to get the summon back, right?
You want to use to get the summon back. You want to make sure you got something up so that Atomos can't attack. Now that Finley's at damage 3, they can get the reactivated backups when the Atomos attacks. So you want to leave the Une up. The difference between putting them at 4 and 5 is irrelevant because you're threatening lethal regardless of whether he's at 4 or 5. Yeah, Jenny's just getting prepped for Warrior of Light next turn.
It does look like the Une might only have the Leviathan as a target there, though. I don't think it's too bad, really, because you can obviously stop the reactivation on the Yuffie if Finn gets that out. You can wait and bounce the Atmos, that'd be pretty devastating.
Yeah. Imagine if you're Finley, you play the Yuffie now. Jenny's got 3 in hand, so it's unlikely to have an answer for this Yuffie should it come down. So this is the one that has haste, 5 CP, 9k. When it attacks, it has an auto ability.
So yeah, we're just going back to the Man in Black.
Okay, so I assume we're playing Man in Black here to try and use Man in Black's effects of when you cast a summon, choose a forward that cannot attack or block. So hoping to stockpile that Man in Black so that next turn he can...
But he's given up. Oh,
No,
of
'cause
course,
they
he gets
got
the reactivation, yeah.
So Verelda, so this is the multicolour 2CP 7K. Yeah, so this one has guinea pig counters. That's right. If a guinea pig is placed on
Guinea
it,
pig counters, guys. You
when
hear
it
the
attacks,
difference.
dull or before your opponent controls, and his power becomes 9k. And you can remove the top 5 cards of the deck from the game to put said guinea pig counter.
So, oh yeah, there we go. So Jenny playing the Azura, getting back the Zidane, tapping the tapping the Une, and then getting back the
Then
the
Amber
Azura.
on the X-Burst, punishing Finn for choosing to target with their hasty boy.
Yeah, Jenny never punished, guys. Jenny never punished.
Right, so I mean, Man in Black, you can still protect lethal because the Zidane comes down, rips the Yuffie from your hand. So you Atomos now, and this because Jenny is Uned now. Finn knows they have to play Yuffie now because if they don't, Yuffie's going to go to Zidane. So this is really smart from Finn. Hitting Zidane, irrelevant because no Jenny's got Zidane in hand. It has.
Oh, he didn't. He didn't play it. I think that's a mistake, guys. So we're going to see Warrior Light come down, Zidane come down. Jenny get all of the things.
The thing is, if you play the Yuffie, you don't get the reactivation because you've missed attack phase because you play in main phase 2.
Yeah.
And if you play the Yuffie, you then can't cast the Chocobo.
Yeah.
So Man in Black can't stop something from attacking. I imagine why I believe Finley has done it. Warrior of Light,
But
reactivate your backups.
You gotta think that if he'd
card.
oh no, I suppose he couldn't play it before combat because of the Atmos trigger. So, and there it is, the big old boss man himself.
And then we're going to see follow up as Zidane with this as well. Jenny just got about 1 billion cards in hand. Getting ready to punish Finn for causing the repair.
I mean,
I think we're going to see for Gordon.
I mean, we saw the sheer disrespect of Finley showing up late to a game against Nia previously, and I think this is the comeuppance that we're going to get.
So I wonder what we're searching for here off the Thornton. Jenny just being super cautious, getting to 5 backups.
Furion, one of Jenny's favourite cards recently. Well, I say recently for a little while.
I imagine the Furion is going to be discarded as Fire CP to play for Zidane, unless there's different Fire CP. Well, I can see a Brynhilda, so I wonder if the Brynhilda gets discarded instead. Oh, Azura. So of course, we grabbed the Azura back with the Une. I forgot we grabbed that. Tasty plays.
You can you know that back at any time.
Stop! He's already dead.
I mean, he's not quite.
I don't know. The Furion's going to have haste. The Zidane's going to have haste. Warrior of Light has haste.
Yeah.
I guess and the bash is now at damage 3, so it's going to be an 8k. Arc is buffing everything by 2k. Yeah, this is just.
Yeah. Goodbye, Yuffie.
This is just gravy right now for Jenny. Unless.
I mean, there are those mysterious ninja backups and stuff, right? You got a reactivation on one of those. I don't. Did Jenny let him keep the Yuffie?
I believe Jenny has let Finley keep the Yuffie.
If that's not a power play, I don't know what is.
Alright, Furion's going to attack. You've got 6 characters, I believe, so you're going to get the draw. And you can discard to buff should she choose. Finley's just going to take it. No EX bursts. Praying to the FFTCG gods, but no EX bursts here for Jenny.
I mean, you've got
enough attackers.
Yeah.
The Zidane can't be blocked, so I feel like you maybe attack with that next.
I mean, well, no, you cast the Chocobo, stop the Zidane from attacking, right?
Well, that's the thing. If Finley wants to do that, though, Finley has to do that now while there's a window to do it.
Yeah.
Finley hasn't done it yet, so.
And he can't take this block
I think
otherwise.
they know that it's the end of the game, so there's still 1 point of damage left to go, and even if you stop the Zidane attacking with the Chocobo, you can't.
Oh? What sneakiness are we doing here?
Okay, so it's activating the barrel. The barrel is a 9k, so it can block the Zidane. The Zidane is also a 9k, so they trade though.
I think.
Which I don't think Finley realised that they trade. I think Finley was keeping that in their back pocket and hoping that would be the answer to Zidane. I don't think they realised that was the trade.
No, I think the Chocobo cast was the right call there.
So,
I mean,
Finley has to Chocobo now though on the Une. Otherwise, Une's going to attack and there's 11k. Man in Black has to block. Then Bash and Arc swing for the win.
Yeah.
So,
or even just let the Bash go because it's 1k bigger as well and Brave.
Yeah. So Bash is a 10k. So yeah.
Yeah, because he can't cast the Chocobo. Yeah, he's got Oh,
GG's. Very well played from Jenny there. Finley. Cool to see ninjas on stream. Not quite getting to pull off any ninja shenanigans though, which was a shame. But alas, and there's that edge that I was talking about for goodness knows how many turns for Finley never to see.
We weren't talking about that edge, were we?
Oh, that's the edge. Oh, you should have said.
Yeah. Oh well. Great game to watch there. So I guess we'll go to Be Right Back. Get Jenny over here. Get some People's Champ action.
Sounds lovely.
We'll be right back, guys.
Righty, we are back with the People's Champion, Jenny. Fresh off the round 2 win.
Yeah.
How was that?
The deck just does silly things.
It's okay to use the word dominant.
Yeah.
Crushing.
It just does what it wants.
Curb stomping. Just great.
Yeah, I did feel Finley a bit not really getting the ninja package up and going.
Which is very sad because I love ninjas.
Yeah, we were saying that as well. Finley was playing bad guy because it caused a repair earlier, so justice has come.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough of that though. Let's talk about your deck.
My deck. Jackie Hayden's deck.
Yeah, I mean this is the deck that's doing around. This is the deck that's been doing around.
Yeah.
It's just really just good stuff deck.
They realised you don't need the soirees for that deck to be good, you just need the backups. Yeah. And then you play all the other good forwards and you win.
Yeah, I think it was Simon. I think Simon Drake that was the first person to cut onto this. So credit where credit's due.
I like it.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. Excellent deck.
I saw Jackie run with it and I was like, yeah, this works.
Yeah, I think Jackie put in the Furion, which I think is cool.
I love that card as well.
Yeah.
So any deck that had a Furion, I was like, cool.
Yeah, it's a shame that card didn't see more play sooner, but yeah, just that multicolour goodness, all the colours of the rainbow.
Not Surge, draw a card on attack with Furion is just so good in the deck as well.
And hey, so I think it showed then at the end is that you were threatening lethal with 3 forwards anyway.
Yeah.
And then you played Furion to add Warrior of Light.
I was like, just in case. I was like, I didn't quite know what the ninja backups did. I was like, sure.
I thought the biggest power play was letting him keep the Yuffie as well. That was just like,
well,
just
I'd
insulting.
rather that than like some...
A draw summon.
Yeah, literally. I was like, I don't want you to draw a summon and stop something attacking, so have it.
I was surprised he didn't try and cast the Chocobo to stop attack.
Yeah, I was thinking about it.
I don't think Vinny realised it, or I don't think he realised the arc buff. So I think he was hoping that the barrel would reactivate, would be able to block the
at least one
Zidane,
thing, and then the other.
Yeah, that arc is really good. I think it helped you as well dig a bit towards the Tyro and I think there was
like Tyro Fordon or something I got to choose.
Yeah, we said as well. It was actually it wasn't the ideal draw because you had 2 backups and you flipped odd costed backups or 2 speed things that you couldn't even play.
There could have been better things, but no, it was good enough.
Yeah, and nice as well that when you searched Une, because we did think at one point when you played the Bash, you left the 2 backups up, and we thought maybe you'd have played the Bash just on curve and got an Elvis, but I think my understanding is that you would have had to have discarded Warrior of Light though to do that.
Yeah.
So it would have set you up for Warrior of Light, but then you would have lost Warrior of Light
That's
to do
literally the thought that went through my head. I was like, I could do this, or I could do this. And I think I knew they'd searched the Iffy at that point, and I could see they didn't have enough cards to cast the Iffy, so I wasn't too worried. So I was like, I can just play the Bash, play the Unai, set my board up, like I don't even have to worry about Warrior of Light yet. I'm good. And I think I had the Elvis in my hand at that point. I think I did.
Didn't even need it.
Yeah, but I was like, I'll just wait.
And leaving the Une up, getting the Azura was lush as well.
Yeah, it was just like
straight into a Zidane, please.
I could have done something even cooler that turn that I realised afterwards, but like I could have got the played like the big backup I had in hand. Like I think I discard Warrior Light or something, play that backup. Asura to activate everything, and then like there was a way I could play Warrior Light as well. I realised I could have Warrior Light and Tadane that turn if I thought about it before, but I was like, the deck can do silly things like that, and it doesn't even matter.
Your decision tree is just so much bigger than everyone else.
That's what I'm struggling with the most though, playing the deck. I'm like, it like kind of plays itself in a way. Like you can do good turns no matter what you do, but to do the best turns, you actually have to like try and figure out what you're doing. You actually do have to think.
I think that's when practice with the deck comes as well, getting used to what's good and what's matchups, when to discard, when to not.
Yeah.
Because it's a good problem to have when your deck is just pure gas. It's like, oh, what do I discard?
Do I play this really good card or do I play this really good card?
This one gives me a card, but this one gives me a card.
Yeah. This one has haste.
Busted,
this one has haste.
Bring the ban hammer. Ban them now.
Nope.
No.
They already banned Soldier. I'm sad.
Water's dead.
F's in the chat. Cool. Anything you're looking forward to for the next set? Briefly, anything you might add to this deck, or anything new you want to play?
I haven't really looked at the spoilers that much. I don't really know what's going on.
It'll be a nice surprise for you come through.
I'm really bad at like building decks and also theory crafting decks. Like I can never think of what's actually coming out the next set until I sit down and pre-release.
Sure.
And I'm like, okay, these cards are like cool. They kind of work. And then I usually find one random pet card and play silly decks for the game.
Those silly decks always kick my ass. So rude.
Cool, right, well, we'll let you get some rest for the next round. We will go to be right back, and we will catch you for round 3 shortly. Alrighty, we are back for round 3, and we have the great Dan Harbin on our right, facing the man himself, the man, the myth, Mr. Gilgamesh Gareth on the far left.
It is an honour to see this on the stream again, baby.
I will never get sick of watching Gareth play Gilgamesh decks.
I do want to see it go off this time.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gareth was our stand-in for the exhibition game, and poor Gilgamesh got dull and frozen by that new Cisne. Something fierce.
Yeah, so let's see what he can do with this. No dull and freezing for Dan, however, because he will be playing, I believe, another soiree deck. But again, one of these like soiree good stuff decks. Opening with the Amber, gonna go dig in, getting that Lexa. I wonder if we've got the win CP to play it. I didn't have a peep in his hand, but it would be nice if we did.
At this point, it's just soiree doing soiree things.
Indeed. And there it is, the Lulu getting to play that Lexa.
Oof. I mean, that's not too bad. You haven't really got the summon to get anything back with yet, so
Okay.
your backup's nice and early.
Let's see what Gareth can throw at us.
All the Moogles.
You know we're seeing some sort of Moogle coming down. There's one.
Can we get a Moogle counter in
Not
chat?
only is there one, Gareth has already
There's
hit
2.
4 colours in his break zone because he's put Warrior of Light in there. So he's got the wind one that taps for Earth, I believe, and the Earth one that taps for Lightning.
Yeah.
So only got access to 3 different. I say only got access to 3 different CPs from 2 backups, but still disgusting.
Do we think we're going to see the good King Moogle this time?
Okay, so Tyro probably coming down here. Nice little play from Dan, fixing his backups. He's thrown away the Thornton, which I think would have been a nice follow-up turn. So yeah, Bash being the right call to pick, because that's what that's your next on-curve play next turn. Probably getting you the Elvis, so it sets Dan up to be playing Warrior of Light as soon as possible.
And then Gareth said, "Let there be Moogles."
Let there be Moogles, and there was Moogle aplenty.
Yeah.
I think if Gareth wins the locals, I think we should get him to dress up as Good King Moogle Mog.
I think people would pay extra for that.
So he's now, not only has he now got access to Ice CP, he now has 5 colours in his break zone. So he's got 4 different colours of Warrior of Light and the Ice of the Class 9th Moogle. So Gilgamesh would be coming down with haste and a dull freeze. Haven't reached the critical mass of 7, which is where Gareth will get the 3 attacks with the Gilgamesh. I'm assuming, however, Dan is, well, actually may not be, but he may be playing the Mist Dragon, which is going to be the bane of Gareth's life if he is.
Yeah, I mean, if you're seeing Earth, you've got to think Mist Dragon.
It's not in his hand at the moment. He has got Zidane, which is probably going to come down now.
Okay.
Don't show me Gilgamesh. Don't show me Gilgamesh, please.
He's going to do something. Is he going to respond here?
He's thinking about it.
Oh no. Okay. So,
Okay, no Gilgamesh.
Yep.
So
Dan,
what Dan needs to do here is, if Dan is smart, he needs to remove the goal base, because
Yes.
otherwise, that's how Gareth gets to 7 elements, is by using this goal base and casting it as a summon, getting it put in break zone. Yeah, goal base gotta go. Makes it so much harder for Gareth to be able to play it. Okay, and he's now getting rid of the Oldor Emperor.
I mean, you ain't gonna get your colours if they ain't hitting the break zone.
So Gareth draws, then he takes the damage. So what he has got, and there goes Good King Moogle. So Gareth has got 2 CP active and a Warrior of Light in break zone, and he's now drawn that Fire Moogle. So I think it'd be nice for Gareth if he can go tap 2 to play the Kusith that he's got, get back Warrior of Light, and then he can discard that Warrior of Light to have access to the Fire CP should he need it. And then he's just missing Water CP to cast Warrior of Light of his own, not that he often has to do that.
And Dan hitting the X burst off of the bash, but that is a bit of a flaccid X burst.
See more and more flaccid Brunhildes these days, actually.
Yeah, and especially when Dan's controlling them.
Hey, I can help you out with that. There's some meds I can give you, man. I think you get it depends on what he's drawn and also how useful he finds the Fire CP, whether he needs access to it. So I think Warrior of Light to discard for the Fire CP. Okay, so he's going to get the Kunshira, which I guess he can then play. Kunshira is nice because what Kunshira will be a big blocker that can block Zidane.
Absolutely. So not many people actually running the Kunshira either, but again, it's one of those multi-element cards that just fits excellently in Gareth's deck.
Yeah, I feel like 3 is the perfect number for Gareth's deck. With regards to...
Would you say 3 was in fact the magic number?
If you've got Gilgamesh in hand, 3 is the magic number. Alrighty, let's see. Okay, here's the Kunshira. We've got another follow-up as well. 3 CP. Oh, he's got a Stola. Very nice. So maybe you're going to be able to put a little bit of pressure on with that Stola. Should Gareth choose to... I think it'd be reasonable to choose to attack with this Stola. 2 cards in hand. We know one of them is the Fire Moogle because he drew that earlier. Don't know what the other card is. He's going to go to attack. Looks like Gareth is happy with the cards in his hand. He doesn't mind them getting ripped by Zidane, which makes me think he hasn't got a Gilgamesh. I mean, if he did, he probably would have played it.
That's it. I mean, they're just going to be backups, I think, from what we saw.
So I wonder if actually what Gareth is being tactical here, and he's got nothing good in his hand, or at least he hasn't got Gilgamesh in his hand, and he's hoping that Dan will use Zidane, take something from his hand to let Gareth draw closer to Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad
Okay,
thing.
no, he's not.
So he's not.
I think he's realising he doesn't want to get bashed to damage 3.
I don't think it would be too much of a problem for him though. It was an extra K and Brave.
He's got to get damage to it at some point. I think I would have attacked with the Stola. I mean, we don't know what the second card in Gareth's hand is, but if Gareth was going to block Zidane, surely you leave the Kunshira up and not the Ishtola, because the Ishtola can't actually block the Zidane. So Elba's coming down.
Yeah. No, it's only 9k. Oh, it's still, it's enough.
It's enough.
Oof.
It's enough.
It's just enough. Just enough.
Okay, so Sanctuary Keeper he had in his hand.
Okay.
So having a long hard think about this, he's going to read the Sanctuary Keeper. So this is the one that at the start of both attack phases lets you activate. Okay, so choosing to get rid of the Sanctuary Keeper, so gives Gareth that draw. Did he draw the Gilgamesh? Okay, there's Lightning CP gone, so still no Gilgamesh.
It's a shame that you couldn't get that Sanctuary Keeper because it always does so much work for him.
Yeah, I think it would be really nice now as well, especially being able to then attack with the Kunshira and use it to block that troublesome Zidane. Alright, show me what you got, Gareth.
See something
Billy
here?
Bob. I see Billy Bob, which you could play for 3 CP by tapping all 3 backups because he has Lightning with the middle Moogle and Earth with the top Moogle. So that's one option. We know one of the other cards was the Fire Moogle still, because we revealed that with the Zidane.
I also love, obviously you guys at home can't see right now, both me and Jacko are leaning, trying to see, obviously Gareth's hand. Absolutely can't.
I'm not leaning to see Gareth's hand. I'm leaning just to be closer to Fish.
Oh,
just
that's why your hand's on my lap.
His
obviously.
warm embrace. He smells delicious today.
Okay, yeah, sure. I am speechless, guys. I'm sorry. Got nothing for that
Alrighty,
one.
so still no Gilgamesh for there. I assume he hasn't got it in hand, otherwise we would have seen it come down if he did. Gilgamesh coming down on the Zidane would have been good.
I mean, that fire Moogle he has in hand, is he able to play it?
But do you want to play it? Because if you do, the Kunshira loses. I'm right thinking Kunshira wants you to be at 3 backups.
Let's get it back up and find out. Oops.
I believe if you have more than 3 backups, it loses power. Yeah, it loses 3,000 power. Okay, so Gareth's got 2 cards in hand lined up. So having a think of what he wants to do, you don't want to play backup because your Kunshira is defending against that Zidane. So play the Billy Bob.
I think you get back the
Ishtola
here.
I get this. You get back the Ishtola. Can you play it? I don't know what the other cards in hand are. Looks like he can because he's getting ready to tap and. Okay, so he's just choosing to commit and he's going to get the Gilgamesh and I assume play it now. So he's gone to 4 backups, meaning the Kunshira has a power reduction, but you're not bothered by blocking the Zidane because now what you're going to do is you're going to be at 0 cards, but also the Gilgamesh is going to have haste and first strike, so we'll attack and choose 1 character, dull it and freeze it. I actually think if you're Gareth here, you play the Gilgamesh, you're going to be empty-handed. I don't think you dull and freeze the Zidane. You dull and freeze one of the backups to stop Dan playing Warrior of Light next turn.
Absolutely. You surely got to go after the... I would guess the Lexa would be fine.
I guess the Tyro, right? Tyro is the one that's given access to anything.
Yeah, this is very true. He has your source of water CP there. Yeah, here we go. There's one.
Oh, he's choosing Zidane.
Does he get the multi-attack here, though?
No.
Oof.
That's what I mean. That's why I think...
and then he hits the Kusa.
That's why I think I would have gone for the Tyro. Just because you got no cards in hand, so it's not...
Well, I suppose it doesn't really...
You don't mind the Zidane attacking.
I suppose it doesn't really matter, though, right? Because if obviously Dan does play the Warrior of Light next turn, Gilgamesh just attacks and dulls and freezes it out the way anyway. Gareth is now staring at lethal against Dan, and Dan will not be able to get him to 7 unless he's got a lot in hand.
Dan's got the Brynhilde and the Lulu here.
I think he's also got a Shantato in hand.
I don't think he has got the Warrior of Light.
So it's okay, so he's going to go with the Warrior of Light.
Add to it and draw. So this is what I mean. This is why I don't think... Because you're not saving it. All you're doing is saving yourself a point of damage from Zidane, but you're going to take that point of damage anyway from Warrior of Light. So yeah, I would have gone after the Tyro.
Again, though, the Gilgamesh attacks next turn, dulls and freeze that's not a problem. That's an issue, though. Because obviously he's going to cast that.
That's not going to work, though. So it's going to reset his power. I don't think that works.
Are you sure about that? Oh, okay. So we got... Jacko's got his rollerblades on, guys. Has gone to discuss this with the players. So the question would be is obviously setting the power to 5, but he does get the buff for having multiple cards in his break zone. Let's get the Gilgamesh up one more time. So yeah, so he'd be set to 5 and then gains a K anyway, so...
Yeah, so players not realising then that it sets printed power. So what happens is Lulu changes Gilgamesh's power to 5,000 from 7,000, but then Gilgamesh still has a line of text that says gains plus 1,000 power, so when Brynhilde hits, it doesn't actually kill.
I think Gareth dodging a small bullet there.
Yeah, to be fair, Gareth did give Dan the option of taking it back if he wanted to, but I think Dan, getting prepped for the tournament on the weekend, wants to be taking this seriously and has accepted the misplay.
So I think he's eyeing up the Asura in hand here just to possibly reactivate.
But he can still kill the Gilgamesh though with Warrior of Light. if he wants to. So I think he's mapping out his turn. If he wanted to, he can still. There's the window is still there.
Well, that's it. 'Cause you can still declare the attack, then see if the Billy Bob crashes or not, just to hold off the point of damage. I don't think it does.
So he's got the Azura. So there's a few different avenues here. You can Azura, reactivate. He's got a Kusith, so he can then get whatever he wants back from the break zone. Either the Ace to try and finish something off, or the Galuf is nice. So going for the Ace. So this is the Ace. So when it enters, you reveal cards from your hand. He's going to reveal just enough to deal 3k, finish off the Gilgamesh, and now he should get the draw from the Brynhilda.
Yeah, is he gonna? No, I think he's missed that draw.
Can you just double check? Is that a compulsory draw on the Brynhilda before I go and like?
So, draw. Yeah, where's both from the fields and speaks on draw one card. And Jacko's off again, guys. Is this where we find out that Dan was playing with an extra card in his hand?
No, he did just miss the draw.
Gareth losing his warrior like there, that would have been quite nice.
I don't think he could play it.
If he hits the Gilgamesh here...
I mean, he needs to, right? I wonder if he's hit a Kusith, which is why he's looking. So he could play Kusith, get Gilgamesh, play Gilgamesh. The issue is, it's because Dan removed the Golbez earlier. Okay, so we got the Billy Bob instead. So Billy Bob, get back Gilgamesh, play the Gilgamesh.
Nice, yeah, get it out of there. Billy Bob putting in some work in Gareth's deck.
So Gareth has to dull and freeze. The problem is, if Gareth attacks, he gets the dull and freeze. So he has to attack with it to get that effect, which means he loses a blocker. I still think you do it, because you are going to be bigger than everything else.
Yeah, and he's still not got the 7 to get the multi-attack in either, which is...
The only issue is that it means that Dan will get put at damage 5, so his Tyro will suddenly become online. But I still think you have to do it, because Warrior of Light is just a beast.
I mean, you don't have to worry about the Ace now, right? It's just a 7k blocker.
Yeah.
You've got to dull down the Warrior of Light. I don't think you worry about the Zidane. You got nothing in hand anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got the Conshira, which can still block it if you really wanted to.
Yeah, it wouldn't die on the block, the Conshira, now that we're at 4 backups.
And Conshira is, I believe, for now 6k, right?
So Conshira is reduced by 3,000, so it's a 6k. Takes 5k from the Warrior of Light, because Dan chooses to stack. I don't think we're taking the damage. I think.
Oh no! Why couldn't you call that one, Jacko?
Oh, I didn't want to. I didn't want Gilgamesh to die.
No, that's brutal.
Bang!
So hitting the Elvis on the EX burst there. Another 9k flying out. Finish off the Gilgamesh. I think that might be all she wrote.
Could well be. Let's see what Dan draws here. We know he's got a Shantoto, an Elvis, and a Knoll in hand. So I imagine we see the Knoll coming down. This is the one that damage 3 is going to have haste. And when it attacks, can remove itself from the game, and then when it comes back in at the start of your next turn, can either do a point of damage, search card, or some other shenanigans.
And there it is. The Knoll is as prophesized.
So I imagine we just attack with the Knoll and remove it from the game. I don't think we can force lethal through, because it'll take the damage, and then the Billy Bob is bigger than everything else. So you're not going to have lethal this turn. So I think you just attack with the Knoll.
Oh, he's still got the Tyro.
He's got the Tyro, true. So actually, I think he does have lethal with Tyro, right? You attack with Zidane, attack with
Well, I mean, if he... I suppose it depends on how Dan attacks here, really, because he has to... Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yes, we haven't got access to Fire CP right now, so...
Yeah, like, this is going to flip out. Noel's gone. And the only thing really that's going to buff the
But you now can't really attack with the... You can't attack with the ace, because if you attack with the ace, you're Gareth, you go to 6, and then you've only got to worry about one blocker. If you draw a Gilgamesh, you can dull and freeze that blocker, and you've suddenly got the win. So actually that Elvis could be very costly indeed.
I think though, if Gareth pulls the Gilgamesh here, he might just have it.
So I think Dan realising that he can't really be any more liberal with his attacks. So he's got an extra forward. I wonder if he's he's definitely thinking about playing the Braska. I think you probably discard the Elvis to play the Braska if you're going to play it. You don't really want to be tapping your Tyro to do it.
Absolutely not.
Right.
So what do we say?
And you
Come on,
flip a
Gareth.
Gilgamesh.
Come on. Is an Ark?
And I think Guki Mugamog, I believe, is the other card. The problem is, because the number of backups we're on, it's not going to be enough.
But the Ark buffing would
It
be
won't
good.
buff.
Will it not?
No, because you've only got 3 elements. You've got lightning, earth, and wind.
And ice. Is that amongst characters, is it? Or is
No,
it
forwards.
Oh,
It's forwards.
that's unfortunate.
Oh no.
That's bad.
Alrighty, so I think we are coming to the business end of the game here. Real tight contest, 5 damage apiece. Gareth thinking long and hard. I think you play the Ark.
I mean, try and flip something, right? Like, just... Have you got maybe another sedan he could grab? Or...
Yeah, you're one backup shy being able to sort of play Ark, and then he's obviously thinking about his CP. There's a Zidane, which you can't play. And he does.
There's a Gilgamesh.
Yeah, I guess he couldn't get it anyway because I think Ark specifies fire, earth, water.
Yeah.
So Zidane would be the one, but you can't pay for it. I guess you grab the Gilgamesh, but you don't because Zidane rips it from your hand. Irrelevant because I think you lose next turn.
Yeah,
anyway,
this is brutal.
right, F in the chat, guys. F in the chat for Gareth and Gilgamesh.
Yet again, I don't think we've seen him.
No, the first game we saw him on stream, he cleaned up with Gilgamesh.
I've slept since then, so I've completely forgotten.
You mean you don't go to bed and dream about Gilgamesh games?
Not to this standard, absolutely not.
So, how do I think? So, deciding which one to pick. I think he's picked the Sasano.
Too little, too late.
Too little, too late.
I think we do need a moment of silence for poor Gareth there, because that Susano is not going to stay in hand anyway.
I think this game was decided, I believe, when the Zidane ripped the Golbez right at the very beginning. Or at least I think that was a very critical moment in the outcome of this game.
It's almost sad, because there was a time when Gareth was playing Neo X Death in this deck, and that was just brutal turn 1.
Yeah, if you didn't have an answer, that would ruin you. So, because this Null's going to come down and deal a point damage as well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you've got Conshira to block the Sedan, but this is not enough.
it just dies in the block. So, thinking long and hard here. I mean, we know he's just got to pass turn.
I mean,
Not sure what he's thinking about here.
maybe
Unless
he's just,
Dan's thinking about doing a response. So here comes a turn.
unless Gareth was possibly thinking of offering a handshake. But
Draw comes in, Null comes down. He's going to choose to do the break effect to break the arc and do the point damage. Conshira's only a 6k, which I believe is what Dan's probably just checking. I think we've just drawn Leviathan, so we're probably going to cast. Okay, so we've got Braska.
yeah, shoot Braska.
Shoot for 7k, that's going to kill. Then we're going to attack Warrior Light, attack Zidane, GG. Cast Shantoto for the flex, pass turn. No? Don't fancy it? Don't fancy the Cast Shantoto pass turn?
This is where Gareth
Are you
pulls something
sure?
amazing.
Are you sure, Dan? You're running out of time.
Bam.
I really would cast that Shantoto and pass turn.
Yeah,
Nope.
do it, cast
Warrior
it now.
Light coming in, takes point damage.
So it was a close game.
Very close game, great game for both players there. Dan getting the dub, so let's see if he wants to come. I had Bay. Fine. Alrighty. Well, let's go to be right back.
Slightly devastated after that one. So yeah, we need 5
Read a
minutes.
moment. Read a moment.
We need.
Alright, we're gonna have at least a minimum of 1 minute silence for Gareth.
So guys, we will be right back.
Each other, is that easier?
Guys, we are back with the winner of round 3, Dan, mate. What a game. Talk us through how that went for you.
I really enjoyed it. I always enjoy playing against Paul's deck because it's not like the local... Gareth, sorry. Gareth. I was looking at Paul over there in the background then, so it took over my head. I always enjoy playing against Gareth's deck because it's not like a meta deck that you see regularly, so it's always keeping you on your toes and a bit like, oh, what's he going to play and what's he going to drop today?
Just all of the multi-elements.
Honestly...
Every colour you can imagine.
Yeah, like normally as a Neo X Death or an Omega in there, which is just like, cool, I'm going to put this down, you deal with it, or I win.
Savage.
And,
Savage.
yeah, it's so fun. I really enjoy it.
But yeah, you obviously showed your acumen, and I think the big pivotal moment that we picked up on was right at the beginning, that gold bears hit on the Sedan. I don't think you know, well, you probably do know this, was that the gold bears, he's playing that to get that into breakdown as soon as possible, and removing it from the game. It's just almost preventing Gareth from being able to get his Gilgamesh to 7 cards, which is the critical mass that he needs.
Yeah. So I've played against Gareth a couple of times, and I realised that obviously as the break zone fills up, you have to keep track of how many colours in there. I got lucky. I saw Golbez. He's 1, a scary card for Zidane, and 2, extra colours for the break zones. I felt like he had to be the pick.
Did you have the misdragon? Because you're talking a bit as well, like some decks are playing it, some decks are...
This deck runs 2 of. I didn't see a misdragon at any point during that game, so that's unfortunate, but it went well.
Don't need to hit.
Yeah,
Elvis damage
there.
5!
Yeah. You always get it's soiree, right? They always show up in the X zone when you need them.
That was brutal.
Some cool cards in there. Second time we've seen that deck. Are you going to Huddersfield this weekend? Is
I
this
am,
what you're
yeah.
thinking about playing? Do you like the way deck's running?
Yeah, so it was either playing this or Ice Lightning. I feel like Ice Lightning, you're better going in knowing what the field is.
Sure.
I feel like Huddersfield's going to be a bit of an unknown meta, so I don't know what to tinker the deck with. Whereas this deck is just consistent quality hitters every turn.
The deck's really good, and
Yeah.
I think it's shown in the results. It's been seeing a lot of plays.
It really is. It's mad that a deck can be so greedy yet never not struggle to cast anything, which is insane.
I mean, those are the experts. You're never going to get punished either.
Amen. There are some games I've sat there and just let my opponent clock me up to 6. There's been 5 cards in the damage zone. It's like, I have won this by losing. Like, how?
Backwards way of playing, but
Yeah.
that's where we find ourselves in 2023.
Yeah.
Cool, right, well I think we're going to have to keep it a short interview because I think time is up on the round. We're going to get ready for round 4. Maybe last round, maybe not. We'll see how the results go, but we'll catch you guys in a bit. Alrighty, Final Fantasy players, we are going into round 4, potentially the final round. We've got 2 of our XOs about to go head to head. Mason on the left and Alex on the right. Fish, talk to me about the matchups. What can we expect to see?
So, both kind of interesting here. We got Mason playing Earth Lightning Chaos Arc, I believe, and then we've also got Ice Wind.
Yeah,
again,
not so interesting. Alex playing Ice Wind.
I mean, yeah.
No, I think Alex.
No soul.
Yeah, looking at his list briefly earlier, I think he's running the same list that Sam was running round 1. So interested to see how that deck fares now in a slightly different matchup against the Earth Lightning. Let's see if our boy Mason can not do what Connor did and just brick arcs.
No 2 arcs in hand, please. Thank you.
Watch this space. Commentator's curse. I bet he bricks double arc now.
And then off stream as well, guys, we got Jenny from earlier, our People's Champ. She is also XO, being paid down for this round. So if she wins her round, we will be going to round 5, right?
We will, yeah. So she's playing the winner of the last round on stream, Dan. So they're going head to head in that multicolour good stuff matchup.
Mirror match.
So we'll see how that one goes. If Jenny wins, we will be going to round 5. If not, then this will be the last round. So we will see. Mason is the only player not sat at the table. I can see him sauntering down the stairs, cool as you like.
I mean, I'm surprised I haven't started the time, giving them his 5-minute warning.
He's playing mind games at Alex. Absolute mind games.
Or it's just utter disrespect.
Alex is calling him out.
Yeah.
Look at him. Look,
Ghost grabs his cider.
He's having a nice, slow...
Mason, just so you know when you're rewatching this, we're watching you being utter word that I won't say on stream.
Nah, I wrote this for Mason. Mind games. Make the Ice Wind player, make them wait.
I mean, to be fair, Alex is going to make Mason do a lot of waiting.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So he just
Seems only fair.
he's just cashing in when he can.
And of course, he goes and messes up all of our mattage.
Should I tell him we can't have that mat on stream? only Winter Cup mats on stream.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. Just for my OCD, I kind of wish he would put it a bit over here, but
I think he's actually going to get rid of it.
I mean, there you go, Mason. Well done.
I was only joking, mate. I was only joking. You can have the mat if you want.
He wasn't
I
joking.
wasn't joking. Alrighty, so how do you think this one's going to go?
Honestly, it fully depends on whether the curse of the, dark cards comes back to bite Mason. As we've seen all night, Icewind has got all of the value. So, double dark cards. Let's not see them.
Right, fingers crossed, chat. Everyone, pray for Mason. Hashtag pray for Mason. No arc in opening hand. Let's go.
Not paying attention to me.
He's
We got a
mulliganed.
mulligan.
He's
There's got to be
mulliganed.
double app in there, right?
Oh. He looked at it very quickly, so I didn't see. He's got one arc.
Okay.
No.
But he's got the Ridia in hand. At least he can get backups off of that, I guess.
Or he can search another arc of Ridia, be a baller.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen crazier things in my life, but
Looks like Alex is going first, so got the draw. Not the most ideal start for Alex, unless he's got a backup at the back there. I think he may have a backup at the back.
he's going straight into the Chocomore.
not the ideal start. So he's having to cast the Chocomore to search for a backup. I imagine either the Moogle 11. Yeah, there it is. So I think he's got a second Chocomog in hand. So you probably want to be playing this Moogle this turn as well, so that you can then use it for 1 CP next turn to cast that second Chocomog in hand. What would you have to be getting rid of?
Probably
Zero.
yeah.
Zero's not doing too much right now.
Because you want to keep the Chocomog for,
Right.
your oh, he's got
Okay,
the Sisney.
at least he's got the Cisne, so the arc isn't completely dead.
Did he pull another Ridia there?
He did. So unfortunately, Ridia's his only backup.
I think if you are discarding a spare Ridia, I think you can overpay for the other and it not feel too bad.
So yeah, I think you discard one Ridia and probably that Tonch,
Yeah.
and I didn't see the third card he got rid of. Grab a Seymour, grab a Mist Dragon, or probably actually 3CP Hecaton is not a bad shout right now.
Oh, so he's going to get not the Rammer.
I think 3CP Heka or Mist Dragon would be both good options right now.
I mean, obviously he's got to be careful of
Thinking about it, where is it?
not to have it be the
There it
same
is,
element.
yeah.
There
So he
you
is
go,
getting
yeah.
Hecaton there. Right call, I think, especially in this matchup. Knows how good it is. I think his only other lightning card in hand is Cisne, which I don't think he wants to be getting rid of while he's got that arc in hand. That's his way of kind of getting rid of that arc. So he's just going to leave it there.
Yeah, that's it, because he knows that he's going to be playing multiple man in
And
blacks.
he knows that Alex is struggling. So actually, he knows that he's not under so much pressure. Stark contrast from game one, where we saw around about now Sam do a 3-cast in haste turn.
Yeah.
And Alex is just having to dig for backup, so a bit of a rough opening. Let's see if Mason can capitalise on this. So he's grabbed the Chocolate. He's thinking about playing it, but he'd have to discard an Atomos to do it. I wonder if I assume he's running the dual ice backup that taps for wind. I think I may have searched that instead of the Chocolate and then discarded the locks you can colour fix.
I mean, the fact he's getting rid of an Althea as well.
Yeah.
I mean, again, another,
Well, I guess he knows Mason has Hecaton there.
true, and also another thing where you can see that Althea was not the ban card for this list, I don't think, because the deck survives so well without it. It's just it's just a flex card for a win-handed sort of card.
Yeah, and so Mason has got Seymour in hand. I think he's drawn a second Seymour. He's chosen to get rid of the Ixion to play it. I believe this is because he's putting the Arc on top. Now, I think this is because he's got the second Seymour in hand. So he's probably thinking about doing the SF. Wait, although he wouldn't be able to cast the S unless he has lightning CP in his hand as well. Which I imagine he does.
Well, he does have the Cisne still,
Oh, I guess
right?
he's got the Cisne. So he's probably...
But isn't he going to... Oh, because it's not a tap effect,
I
right?
think it's a bit of a risk, that. I think it's a bit of a risk because you know you've got Arc in hand already. If Alex just plays backups,
Yeah.
you're then drawing that. You're now bricked your hand.
Exactly. It feels like all Alex needs to do here is not play a forward. And it doesn't look like he's got anything
Yeah,
in hand
exactly.
that
He's
he
going to
would worth
pass.
playing.
So,
And
yeah.
now, it's not the curse of the double dark cards in your hand. Well, I suppose he's got Cisne still, so it's not terrible, but
I know, but I think a Rami would have been better because that Rami would be the answer for the Atomos.
yes.
So
And he's got no targets for the Hector.
yeah,
I mean, the Mist Dragon feels bad, right?
I love that. We pray for Mason not to draw double arc,
And he does it to himself.
He intentionally digs for it.
Just going to fall on the sword himself, like... Okay, so we're going to get the Man in Black back. Again, we've seen this quite a lot.
Interesting that he's chosen to keep the Seymour, which I think is a bit surprising because Mason, I don't believe, has any way of changing the top of his deck.
So,
See, this is what Mason wanted last turn.
yeah, exactly. And I think he telegraphed that move, and it just meant Alex... he was on 2 backups. He wasn't going to play forwards if he could help it anyway.
I guess next turn he can still Cisne the Sid Haze. So he's got a cost reduction.
I mean, yeah, actually, that's probably not a bad shot. He Cisnes, gets rid of one of the arcs, potentially attack with a Man in Black. I mean, we're
And
probably
then
going
removes the arc.
yeah, I mean, we're probably going to see the Cisne dull and freeze first, but, you know,
Okay, interesting that he's choosing to do the Chocobo bounce, reactivate, and draw. So that's second cast. He can play. He's probably going for the Sid Haze and lock play. So he's going to play the Sid Haze and then
it's that wall attacks again, guys. It's,
play the lock. He needs to have ICP to do that if he is. So he's,
did he discard that Moogle for the ICP there?
he did for the Sid Haze. I think he could play lock as well. So he's going to attack phase, so he's probably not going to. So choosing to dull and freeze those two.
I think
so.
that-
I imagine he uses the cost reduction to play something other. Okay, he's not even going to use the cost reduction. He just wants to get the.
I mean, if you know, Mason here, do you just, go with the backup route? Play, get your Lady of Antiquity. He's trying to keep hold of that Cisne, so...
I think you just got to see more play Cisne and kill the Sid Haze now before he gets an answer.
Yeah, you've got to see that
Otherwise he's going to keep doing 3 cast turns on you. So
No, he's just
offering the cut.
You've surely got to go the Cisne, right?
Because the Seymour, the S effect isn't doing anything for you right now because you can't put a summon on top of your deck. Unless I'm missing something. Yeah, here it comes. So here's the system.
Okay, so this card has been great in this.
So it enters the field, you can discard a card from your hand. When you do so, choose one forward, deal it 1,000 for each CP cost to play it. So he has got the Chocobo.
But that's fine. I think. Well, I suppose it's not too fine. If this is the exact same build that Sam was playing earlier, we know the ice cards are limited, so he's going to have to start probably discarding some of his bigger pieces to keep that Sid Haze coming back.
I still think it's the right thing. I think I would have done the same thing in his shoes, had it been me, because he's still going to do a 3 cast turn, and it gets the Chocobo out of his hand on the 3 cast turn, so stops him doing extra shenanigans with the Chocobo. It reduces his ability to do cast count. It would have done it anyway, I feel. So actually, I still think it was the right play by Mason to do the Cisne then.
Absolutely, and then just look at the discard already. We've seen a lot go. That's not coming back. We know we've got a Mist Dragon live as well there. So I think it was a perfect choice. Make Alex waste his cards. It's fine.
So he's going to get second cast. Probably get the Chocobo now, or maybe Dryad. Dryad could kill the Man in Black if you're worried about that. Mason not having quite enough CP to do the Mist Dragon because he's got Arc in hand and only one other card.
Shocker, 2 arcs in hand. Who'd have thought that was a bad idea? Not saying that we called it or nothing. But
Some people just want to watch the world burn. Mason is
Mason is definitely one of those people.
So think about which summon to grab here. Azura is an option. Chocomog is also an option. Thinking about getting that. You could get yourself the Moogle 11 back.
I mean,
I still think you're feeling pretty good right now if you're Mason, because Alex quite clearly hasn't been able to go off yet. He's only got 2 backups.
but then again, now you get the Chocomog back, you search for your Moogle for the S effect, and you just go off that way, I think.
Yeah. And that's your cast 3, so Sid Hayes is going to...
Yeah, you're going to keep the Man in Black down. You don't want that arc firing back at you. Now,
Yeah, I think he's realising that he needs to get access to them ICP, otherwise he's going to keep having to discard these locks for the ICP.
Yeah.
And he needs that to be... Okay, no, he's going to use it to pay the lock. Fine, okay. So he's now going to be
so
getting...
says Alex.
Yeah, okay. So he's going to get the Dull Freeze on 2 characters and a discard, and a Dull Freeze on 2 more. So he's going to be able to lock down Mason completely for a turn.
Okay, so he's going to get rid of the Lady Antiquity. Because he's obviously not going to be able to play that. And losing a Man in Black there.
That's fine, because you've got one on board that's dull and frozen. And he's drawn the Chaos, but he now can't play it. I feel like we probably just passed turn. Yeah, he's passing straight back. So you're going to get... It's going to be really hard for Alex to do a 3-cast turn here with only 2 cards in hand. Yes, he'll get the draw, but he's got Norse Stalin
And the
as 1
Stilt
card.
Skin was one of
And the
it.
Stilt Skin, so you can do Stilt Skin 2nd cast, reactivate. I guess you can get 3rd cast Luso, draw, so actually yeah, you will be able to get it off. That's very clean.
Mason needs to find an answer for that Sid Hayes ASAP. The Wall of Text is doing some dirty things right now.
So, well, it's going to put him at... No, he still won't have enough cards, because he'll have 1 card in hand and Luso, and he'd have to discard that card to play the Luso, and that would be 2nd cast. He'd reactivate, but he'd have no cards left in hand. So Mason's going to survive a turn here, and we know he's got Chaos Arc in hand. So Mason, I think a window could be opening for him here. So he's going to go up to... Mason taunting him, getting ready to flip some EX burst. He's going to play the Evray. He's going to get a chance. He's just going to reactivate all his backups over the course of the turn, I imagine. Lulu coming in. Sid coming in. No EX bursts. No help for Mason. The Chaos is going to be 7, which he is going to be able to afford.
And he's still got the Arc in hand though, right?
Yeah. So, he drew Chaos.
Oh no.
Oh, he now can't
All
cast
of
Chaos.
the dark cards, there's the curse.
This is why I don't like this deck, man.
No, like it was a nice combo, but...
Cisne and Man in Black are both back.
I mean, he still can play the Chaos at least, but...
Is it?
yeah, it's reduced by 2 for each.
Oh, it's used by
Yeah,
2.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, fine.
So, it's not too bad, but it is... You don't... I guess don't want to see...
I don't think he needs to cast the Arc now. His opponent's got no cards in hand. I think you can wait and do it on your opponent's next turn.
but you don't...
But I guess you swing a Man in Black and then remove the Arc.
yes,
So
exactly,
that's
yeah.
fine. We've seen this before on stream. This is...
You,
Yeah, because what you do is on the stack, you kill the lock so that he then has to give you one of Sid Hayes or Lulu. So, which are his 2 combo pieces to go in. So yeah, of course he gives the Lulu. Swing a Man in Black, move the Arc. Really nice from Mason here. Probably getting himself right back in this game. Gonna get the Chocobo to flip.
Sedan.
I guess grab Sedan,
Yeah.
but
I mean, does it really do enough here? And he's just going to break the Sid Hayes
yeah,
anyway.
and
get
then
the
make him discard too. Make him discard that Sedan.
That Arc being free here is doing a lot of work.
Really nice plays from Mason there. Alex drawing dead on the Alexander. He's got a Moogle, but that Arc being deadly.
And unless, well, obviously Alex isn't going to be able to deal with that Chaos this turn to stop Arc being free. But if he doesn't deal with that old man in black, that Ark is coming back, and it's gonna do a lot of damage.
You're kind of stuck in limbo a bit here, Alex, because if you can't extend yourself too much because Ark will.
I don't think he's got anything to do yet. So I was going to say he's going to aspect here, do a bit of a search. Couldn't see what his second card in hand was. Okay.
So Dryad, I guess, is going to kill the man in black. He needs to do that now before the man in black starts removing arcs over and over again. Yeah, so nice answer from Alex there. Is that going to be enough to get him into this game? He's going to be removing 10 win characters as well, so he's going to get the extra draw, which is going to be very much needed.
Get rid of all those things you know you can't bring back. Picking a looser, okay.
So moving those down, getting the draw. Cast one. Oh no, it was cast 2 because he got the reactivate. So he gets an Althea.
God, we can see the wheels turning and it's brought us to a complete stop.
I guess it puts you in, do you activate the Moogle here, hoping you hit Chocomog on the X-Bus, or activate the Chocolate? So he's going to do the Chocolate and then go into Alexander for draw 2. It's nice because you've left yourself no forwards on board, so if he was to draw an Arc, which I think he should have one left. Oh, really nice time to draw an X deck there.
I think, as far as I know, Mason actually only plays 2 copies of Arc in the deck and 3 Chaos because of the Man in Black recursion. I mean,
so he's got X in hand, which will cost 3 CP, so you could play it on curve.
And I think you do it. It's got to be live, right?
Has it got enough targets? Bear in mind, Alex has just removed 10 from his own break zone with Dryad.
I think there would be more than enough, and if he can get that out and start picking
I don't know, because Mason has to remove. There's a lot of summons out there. I think if you're Mason, you're not going to lose next turn. I think you miss Dragon next turn, and then you play X at the turn.
Completely agree. The moment he tries to get any summon back or any 2-drop, I think he just pounces with the Mist Dragon.
Leaving the Chaos up as well for the secondary tap effect should he need it. So getting the draw of Chocolate. So no ice in the back line for Alex. He's just gone full mono win. Rosa second cast, activate 2 off Atomos. First cast. It was a draw off Chocolate, not a cast.
There's second cast with Chocobo. So I don't think we're going to see the Rosa get to the 5th cast though.
Well, you're going to. It depends what you hit off the Chocobo. So Lulu might get you there. Yeah. Because you're going to cast Lulu, reactivate your backups,
and then the Mist Dragon.
And the Mist Dragon is going to come down.
If Mason doesn't hit that Mist Dragon,
but you can still do Lulu. Activate your backups, Alexander, and then Azura. So you can still get to 5. You just. So I assume we're going to get Mist Dragon come down now. Just going to let Alex target first, just in case we decide.
Go for the Dryad.
So I think they're just discussing the order, so which way they put on, so
yeah, here we go. Mist Dragon goes. Staple of any Earth deck, that one.
I wonder if he's thinking about responding by just hard casting the Azura to what good targets have we got?
I think there was a Lucio, there's a Sedan in there potentially. Oh, actually no, I think he removed the Lucio when he removed the 10.
Even so, if you cast a Sedan, you can. It's not going to be able to attack because you can always just do Chaos just to kill it.
The thing is are you willing to give up that's an Alexander, right? You're not willing to give up a double draw potentially for.
Yeah, so just let it resolve. So I imagine we see Alexander now here. Roll the dice, see what we draw. Draw 2. See what we get. Azana
and
nice.
Mystery.
Okay, Azana's really nice here. Looks like a Dryad, I think. So I imagine we play the Azana down as cast 5, stack Rosa and Search. So here comes Azana. We're at 5. Well, let's do Rosa. Show me what you got. Hoping to flip a lock here. Lock would be
That would be pretty good.
real nice.
Oh, and it's the ICP Elise needs. So he's going to get the search off the Nagmalada too.
Although, can you just get Rosa up a sec?
Yeah.
I actually think you don't want to be flipping a lock there. So get Rosa. Oh no, you can. Yeah, it says play onto the field. It doesn't say cast it for free. So obviously lock cannot be cast for 0, but because it says play, it gets around it.
But I suppose it does matter if obviously Alex can kind of slow the game down a little bit more, as Icewind technically usually does.
So I didn't see which monster he grabbed off the Nagmalada. I think he's got no targets left. So at damage at cast 5, bounce the Lulu to get to cast 6. Lulu's going to come to hand and draw. I think on the stack he's going to...
Let's break the Lulu.
to break, yeah. So in response, he's using the chaos effect to break or put one forward you control that your opponent. So I think it's the opponent owns into the break zone. Choose one forward, break it. So he's then basically doing that to kill the Lulu. Alex has got the Althea, but the problem is you don't think you've got enough cards. So I guess you stack Azura, reactivate, and then after the Azura resolves, but before Lulu resolves, you Althea the Lulu. More complex wind turns going down. So I think we then play Lulu again. We haven't got a Lusu available to us though, so I think we're just. He's obviously just hoping that we draw it.
I think he made the mistake by removing the one when he played the Dryad earlier.
I don't think it would have mattered because in the end Mason misdragoned before this point between now and then.
That's very true actually.
So here comes the Lulu. Cast 8 just because you can cast 8 cards for.
Yeah.
Has he got Alexander in there? Yeah, you have to Alexander and hope you draw Lucy.
Yeah, because he got rid of the Althea in order to play the Lulu there.
I mean, he's thinned his deck out enough that he should.
Here we go. He's drawing 2.
He's got multiple. He's got multiple hits here because he can either hit Luso and he's hit the Luso. There it is. He's hit the Luso. Sid Hayes Luso.
I don't think that matters too much to Mason though. He has the X Death. He has the Chaos in hand. I don't really think that matters at all. He's perfectly fine here.
So we also got the Sid Hayes.
Oh no! That's one of 2 though, right? I'm pretty sure he's playing 2. Rosa came in this turn.
Rosa did come in this turn.
Everything else has come in this turn. So.
Rosa came in this turn.
Yeah. I think that's what the players are discussing right now.
So Mason has got Matoya, but I don't think he's going to have enough because the Sid Hayes has come down and got a dull freeze. I don't think he's going to have enough cards to play the Matoya.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to play the Chaos either. Well, there's the Rammer, but he needs to get something out there.
He's got Man in Black.
5 left in deck there, I believe.
So how do we think Alex is going to be able to do a 3-cast turn? So because you've basically got a couple of options here. Do you basically just try and play what forwards you can?
I don't think he's got the steam left to be able to do so. He got rid of the Althea to play the Lulu. Unless he's got a way of getting a Chocobo back, or he has a Chocobo
the
left.
Ramu can deal with 2 things, but it's going to cost you too much.
Honestly, I think... I think,
Ixion.
yeah, I think Mason should just play the X deck here.
Play the. I think. Or you could play the Man in Black and remove the Ixion. And then Ixion will at least potentially kill 3 forwards.
Will he be able to afford
And
that,
stop
though?
1 attacking. So that's 4 attackers it could stop with left Man in Black left as a blocker. And just hope that Alex can't get to cast 3.
A lot of ifs.
Lots of ifs, buts, and maybes. This
Also,
has been a hell of a game though. Very tight. Both players know the game is on a knife edge. That Shantoto is such a bad miss for Mason and such a great hit for Alex. Because you've got to think that Shantoto coming down would have, with 5 cards left in deck, would have really...
you're never going to rebuild it. You need... So, we know he's not going to be able to cast the Matoya, right?
No, not with his backups locked down like they are. So, thinking long and hard.
So do you perhaps just cast... No, because the damage is too much. Rama's not going to do enough.
I think Man in Black Ixion is
I don't think he's going to have the CP to cast the Ixion, though.
he is, but you'd have to discard. You'd have to tap the Rydia, discard the Matoya and the X-Death to play Man in Black, and then discard the Ramu to play Ixion.
But it's only then going to break the 2 things.
Yeah, you do it on his turn, and you can break 2 things.
Yeah, I suppose you wait for the Atmos to possibly activate.
Although it is a Gabranth in his hand as well, so he has got enough that he could play the Chaos, which is what he's thinking about doing.
But then what do you get given? A Lulu again? Maybe the Azana actually, because the Azana doesn't do anything.
I don't think it's... No, they're frozen. Yeah.
Whoa, no, bro.
Hold up.
And just flash the Matoya while you're out of there, Mason. Nice one.
So close. Now we've got 3 minutes left on the round. Okay, so very tight.
Kitty, I don't think he can Matoya because of the freezes, and he has Chaos in hand, so he hasn't quite got the CP for it.
Let's have a look actually. If he taps and discards Ramu, he could. It would cost him everything. I think that's what he's going.
Okay.
No, so he's going down the Man in Black route, and he's going to target Ramu.
Okay, so that's going to deal 7 to something and also break probably the Atmos, which isn't a bad thing. It's at least potentially dealing with 2 attackers.
He could have Matoya actually. If he tap Rydia, discards Man in Black and Ramu, and then discards X-Death and Gabranth as the extra cost on Matoya. So he could have afforded the Matoya, but I guess it leaves you with nothing but Chaos in hand, and Alex still has the Atomos.
But I mean, down to 3 left in deck. It's going to be close. It's going to be awful close. If Alex drew anything that deals with the Man in Black right now, it's over.
Well, I think he's drawn Bismarck. So could he play? He could play Bismarck, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential taps. Okay.
He's still got a trap.
Has he got targets? He must have targets left. Maybe he's just doing it for the cast.
And then what was it? Bismarck in hand, you said? So cast Rama, break the Atmos, deal 7 to Sid Hayes, something can attack.
Yeah.
That's your option.
Yeah.
And you don't pick Rosa because he'll just tap to pay for the effect.
Yeah, it's going to be Sid Hayes. It's the biggest thing, and you got to, and then he's now picking which one can't attack. So Rosa can't attack. Sid Hayes is going to take 7k, and Atomos is going to break. Bismarck's last card as well. We haven't got a response, so it means you have Azana, Luso, and Rosa as your 3 attackers. Man in Black is going to be bigger at 5k. You're now going to lose your chance to do 3-cast Dull Freeze Sid Haze because Sid Haze is now going to go in the bin.
I don't think that was ever on the cards this turn anyway, to be honest.
Well, not anymore, it's not. So actually Mason proving that it was the right choice that he went for the Ramu. There is a target. There's a target.
Hey, don't forget to cut that, Mason.
He's got Zidane as one of the last 2 cards, but I still don't think it's going to be enough.
No, it's not going to get to haste, I don't think.
So he can search whatever the hell he wants. Oh, wait, hang on a sec. He can search whatever the hell he wants. Oh, wait, no, he's still only cast 1.
Yeah, the X effect isn't going to count.
He can get the lock, but the lock is... the lock is going to cost 6 CP. He's only cast 1 card. So it's between Lock and Zidane.
And unless you play the Zidane and hope that you can pull something you can cast from your opponent's deck. I don't even think he's got the CP for that, though, right?
Yeah, but the Zidane won't have haste. Yeah, Bismarck was his last card. So pretty dead right now.
And Lock and Zidane left in deck. Neither seem like a good option here.
So such a tight game. I do think I would favour Mason's position right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially when your opponent's got 1 card left in deck.
Yeah, 3 attackers, all of which are smaller than Man in Black.
If there was ever any doubt that this was going to be the end of the game.
Oh, this is almost painful to watch because Alex is just looking for an answer that just isn't there.
Yeah. It's what I like commentating win players as well. It takes so long making any decision.
Yeah, and don't get me, I don't mind seeing them in this position. I don't, actively dislike it. Actually, I might actually love it. No, I love it. It's great.
To be fair, I'm only being salty because I'm not playing. Like, actually, this is great. It's been a hell of a game. It's been great to watch and commentate.
No, that's very true, yeah. Good call there, Kitty.
What's that?
Man in Black would be at 5k at the moment because he cast the Chocomob, right? It doesn't matter in terms... I don't think he's going to win. Well, actually, it might because you attack with Rosa first.
I guess if he Bismarcked. But you're still going to lose... So if you do that for Bismarck, then you...
Okay, so you've got go and take the Zidane and flip
Gallup.
Gallup.
If you... Yeah. Because even if he'd reduced the cost of... even if he'd made the Man in Black 5k, you could have tapped the Bismarck, tapped the Rosa...
It's character, right?
Bismarck is forward.
Oh, okay.
Character be busted.
So that was the other option. Oh no, it is character, so we could tap the aggro for it as well.
No, 2 double.
Oh, return. Yeah. Oh, that's a shame.
Party attack coming in. Zidane hasn't got haste.
No.
He can only attack with the Luso and the Lulu. No, you can't attack with the Lulu because. So
you just take it, right?
Mason's just going to take the damage.
Don't worry, you're definitely only on 5
double
there,
checking that
Mason.
he's only at damage 5. Going to be at damage 6.
Mason clearly a pro at going against some wind that I see.
I love that. I like stacking with the Luso and then being shocked. It's like, what? You brought Man in Black? You're not just going to let me poke you for double summon? Weird.
The cheek, the gore,
The absolute
the
gore.
utter class of it.
Draw to pass turn?
Mandragora,
Oh,
play
she's
the
gonna play
chaos.
I was going to Chaos Arc.
Yeah.
Mason,
just give me your hand, Alex.
Try it off with the handshake.
Give me the hand.
Just shake my
There we go. Close
What a
one there to
game.
finish out. Also, bit of news on the other end. People's Champ Jenny sadly did not defeat Dan Haben, so we will not be going to round 5.
So, that is all she wrote for us. So Mason getting the W we will go to be right back, see if Mason wants to come talk us through that hell of a game.
Absolutely. Be right back, guys.
And we are back with the winner of tonight's locals, Mason, repping the Earth Lightning. Pretty sick game to finish it, I think.
Bro, what? It was so like stressful. Like at the end, we were like talking about like how I just quickly like riffled through my deck, and I'm like, bro, I have like 20 cards left in my deck, and you're milling out next turn. Yeah. Like he had so many cards. Like he was just playing like solitaire while I was just sitting there. There was like on like the second to last turn, which probably mattered, and I might have just cheated him out the game to be fair. But like he went to swing with Rose, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I was played that turn.
It was played.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because he was trying to swing with it, and I was like, this turn lasts like 10 minutes, but I swear to God,
should have gone TMO. TMO involved.
Like it was just, there was just so many like, I was just sitting there, just waiting for something, and he was just playing cards. And like I knew at the start of the game, as soon as he started playing win, like my win objective was literally just milling him out. But I didn't expect it to get that close, like near the end.
I think he obviously had a bit of a rough start opening. I think he had to play the Chocomog for his 2 first turns just to get back up, so obviously trying to capitalise on that. But we were saying at the very beginning how you were just saying about win plays, you kind of sat there watching play solitaire, how you made him wait for the round. Like everyone else was sat down, you were like sauntering down, making him wait.
Grab your cider.
Yeah, I needed a drink. Like I only play well when I'm drunk. That opening hand of his, we were like talking about it, and it's the same with Sam, who also plays here. They only just come across Chocomog, which is any Moogle or Chocobo. And he said that his like opening hand was literally like 2 of them, and he was like, "This is sound all I need." So that's why his like opening hand was like Chocomog back up next to him, Chocomog get another one, etc. But yeah, probably the most like iffy play that I feel like I did was when I Seymour'd the Arc on top of my deck.
Yeah.
And literally all I was doing was just trying to bait him into trying to Sedan it. Because he knew.
Well, we were looking at that. It's like he had 2 backups. We didn't think he was ever going to play a forward.
And to be fair, it's not terrible, because if he does play a forward, you had the Seymour S. So if he tries to do a Sid Hayes turn, you can just Seymour S.
It was literally just a bait, and that was the only 2 cards in my hand. And I knew, prior knowledge of his list, he was going to play the Ice Moogle.
Sure.
So I knew like my Hectron chair wasn't going to do anything. So I was just gambling for like just an easy just wipe out with just like if he tries to stand it, and I'm like, oh, discard 2, I'll probably win the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was unreasonable. I think it was more, we knew you had Arc in hand already, and we were like, Connor had broke double Arc, we're like, don't go double Arc, and you actively like, no man, I want double Arc, give it to me.
Yeah.
Showing Connor how it's done. Connor, if you're watching this back, that's how you double Arc your hand and you still beat Iceland.
Because I do feel like it just puts a timer on your opponent. It's like the moment they draw, if they know you have Arc in hand, they sort of want to play differently. Because the moment you drop Chaos, there's nothing they can do for you to go like. And if Ice Wind is not holding some kind of hand advantage, you're probably winning in that regard either. And in that matchup, I don't think I would feel the worst just like hard casting Arc if I knew they didn't have Althea or a Chocobo.
I think you probably felt bad just blocking that Luso. You weren't sure, surely, because you were like, block?
Well, yeah, so it's just like, you had 1 card in hand, and obviously it was just a YOLO play because I was on 6. I was like, what's he got? There's like nothing you could have, but at that moment when it's like the end of the game, it's like all tense, you're like, oh, God, show me the card.
I think the stronger thing actually seeing it in your deck, which kind of makes it better than the water version with the Arcs, is the Cisne that we saw. Be able to play that Cisne and get rid of that extra copy of the Arc.
Yeah, so it was really it was good with Chaos as well, because I run Chadley, and Chadley can add it back, and 11k would also kill Warrior of Light.
Okay, nice. Yeah.
So like it reaches over those breakpoints. So like if I discard Arc, Man in Black can get it back. If I discard Chaos, Kusif or Chadley can get it back.
Sure.
So that was like the goal, that I don't want to be in a position where I discard something and I'm never getting it back. So that was just essentially it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, mate, EXO.
Yeah, big congratulations.
Yeah, huge congratulations. Bit of a run. Hopefully, keep it going. I know you got Huddersfield this weekend, so best of luck with that.
Oh no, I'm gonna break in.
Don't say
Just
that.
get a few
mate.
ciders in you,
Fly
you'll be
the
fine.
flag. Find the flag.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice one. Well, I think we're wrapping up.
Yeah, that's probably it for tonight, guys. Pleasure, as always.
Yeah, we'll call it early. We're back for one last week of locals of Opus 20 next week before new set.
Yeah.
The week after that week pre-release. So make sure you tune in, guys. We will catch you then. Goodbye from us.
Ciao for now.